The Chicago Bulls season has been over for a few weeks now, so it is time to talk about the end of season recap. Now, I could have made this right after the season ended, but I really wanted to take some time and think about the season and gather my thoughts, and now I feel like I'm ready to share them with you guys, so that's what I'm going to do. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NBA. Here to talk about the Chicago Bulls, so if you're a Bulls fan, make sure you go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. All right, people, let's get into it. So, the Bulls lost to the Milwaukee Bucks 4-1. I did predict the Bucks in 5 in that series. Don't want to toot my own horn here or tap myself on the back. Actually, I just did. Either which way, the point is they lost to the Bucks, which, to nobody's surprise, is nothing to be ashamed about. The Milwaukee Bucks are the defending champions. They've got the 2-time MVP in Giannis Antetokounmpo. They were the better team, and the Bulls lost to them. It is what it is. As far as the season, though, right? We're taking the regular season, and then we're taking the playoffs in consideration. And then we're also taking the preseason expectations into consideration. What would you deem the Bull season overall? And if I had to use a word, I would say it was a success, right? Between success and not success, it was a success. Because going into that season, going into this past season, a lot of people, including myself, did not predict that the Bulls would make the playoffs. They wouldn't, be able to win a game against the Bucks. Let's say they wouldn't be able to get a top 5-6 seed. Like all of those things, they surpassed those expectations. Nobody saw the season from DeMar DeRozan, the one that he had coming. Like people did not see that. So the Bulls did surpass all those expectations. Okay, so that I do want to point that out. Okay. And then when we're talking about a scale of 1 to 10, I use the word success. But if 0 is utter and, disgusting failure, and 10 is, the greatest season ever in NBA history, the Bulls season was probably, a 6, maybe a 7, around there, but maybe towards a 6.5, if you will. Like, it was an above-average, successful season. For the past 5 years, the Bulls did not make the playoffs. They finally did. Okay? So, to me, I still think there is something to take away in that fact that, look, just because we lost in the first round doesn't mean the whole season was a failure. Absolutely not. There were a lot of good takeaways from this game, from the season. So, overall, success. I'm happy. And the Bulls basketball that we watched was finally exciting and fun. Actually fun to watch again. Like, I actually had pure joy and fun watching Bulls games. And you don't know how many people told me, Faiz, I'm enjoying watching Bulls games again, like regular season games. Like, people would just tune out of them because we knew the Bulls would lose or they suck. Like, that was refreshing. That was refreshing to see. Okay? Now, let's talk about the players themselves and talk about overall the team and would I want to run it back with this team? What changes should this team make and moving forward? As far as the players on this team, look, folks, AK and ME went after it in free agency last year. They signed DeMar DeRozan. I'm going to be fully transparent here, as I'm always with you guys. Initially, I was not a big fan of the move. I didn't hate it, but I said, I don't know if I would have done this. And AK and ME proved me wrong. And, of course, DeMar DeRozan proved me wrong. Okay? Had a hell of a season. Was a damn near MVP candidate for a good chunk of it. And was phenomenal. Okay? So, want to take that into account. Lonzo Ball, the other free agent signing that we had. Boy, you want to talk about impact, right? Lonzo might not have the flashiest numbers, but he had impact. And I thought this was, again, an okay signing. But Lonzo, again, when he was healthy, proved to be a very, very solid player in the Bulls starting point guard that was desperately missed because we did not have him. He was not available. And injuries have been a big part of his career. He's not being able to stay healthy, so that was a big knock on Lonzo, and it continued this season. Alex Caruso, another free agent signing for us. I thought we paid just a little bit too much for him. He has proved his worth. So a lot of these chances that Mark Eversley and Arturas Karnisovas took, they eventually ended up paying off. And I got to give credit to them because me and a lot of Bulls fans weren't all in. I didn't hate the moves. Just want to point that out. But I wasn't all in. on these particular moves. And so because of that, talking about next season, I know some Bulls fans may not want to hear it, but I want to run it back. I do. And here's why. I get it. DeMar DeRozan's not a superstar per se, if you will, like the likes of a Giannis, LeBron, Luka, KD, etc. But he played like one this season. So why can't he do it again next season? I know Zach LaVine did not play well towards the end of the season because he had that knee injury. I know there's some Bulls fans that are skeptical about paying him the max. But I'm here to tell you that Zach LaVine is a damn good player, and he was on basically one leg to end that season. I know a lot of people hate Nikola Vucevic because he can't play much. He can't play defense very well. I'm gonna tell you right now, trading Vooch is one thing. Finding somebody to return that's as good as Vooch, that's a whole nother thing. Good luck with that. And so we take a look at those three players, and then the fact that Lonzo pretty much hurt all season long, and especially when we needed him, Alex Caruso out for stretches. Our team was not healthy. It was not healthy. So I want to run it back because I want all our team to be healthy. Our 5 main starters, when they were healthy, small sample size, but top 5 offense, top 5 defense. That is what they showcased you. If Lonzo and Caruso are out there and they are able to put pressure on the perimeter players of the other team, then they never get to the lane for Vooch to not be able to play defense on them and them getting past Vooch, if you will. So again, I get Vooch isn't very good defensively, but what he provides offensively, what he does for spacing the floor and just his talent level, hard to find that. I want to run it back with this team at least one more season. We'll talk about it after this next season, but for at least one more season, I want to run it back. What do we need to add to this team? We need more defenders, specifically interior defense, so maybe more bigs, and then also wing defenders. Nikola Vucevic needs to have a better backup. Christian Thompson's not the answer. We need a power forward. Patrick Williams absolutely missed the entire season, so I want to give him a pass here, but we still need to, if not replace him in the starting lineup, then definitely give him some depth behind him in the starting lineup. Wing defenders. I need a guy on defense who solely can just be a 3-and-D guy. Meaning Zach, DeMar, Vooch do the scoring. He's worried about defense. He can hit the open shot. That's what I need. So AK, Emmy need to add more defense to this roster. And then next season, if you see that Zach, DeMar can't elevate their game, DeMar did it this season. If you see that they can't elevate their game to a superstar status, then maybe you think about, okay, moving on from this team. But all 5 players being healthy, that I want to see again. So that's what I need to happen. I want to run it back one more season. And I want to add some defenders, wing defenders, 3-and-D guys, interior defense as well. And let's shore up this bench for the Bulls to get some more bench scoring. It was very thin at times. Obviously, Kobe White, very inconsistent. You like what you got from Io, but overall, not a big fan of the bench as well. So those are the things I would do overall, folks. End of season thoughts. Season was a success. I want to run it back. We got to add some things in free agency, but that's where I'm at. So let me know what you guys think. Give me your honest thoughts, end of season, on the Chicago Bulls, as always.